Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Brazil and welcome to what could be the championship winning game of the season as we visit Piranha. Let's have a look at the lineup for today's match, and we can see that we do have one slight issue. Schurz is having a bit of a crisis of form, so Diego Carlos will come in for him. No trouble. No drama. As for the rest of the team, everyone else looks pretty good. I'm going to give Velasco a little bit of a rest. He can come on in the second half if we need him. And instead, I think we'll probably go with Patrick. Let's go with Patrick. So that is the starting 11 for the match. Iago comes back into the side. Gallardo did a pretty decent job last time out, it has to be said, but he's not looking particularly fantastic right now, so he's going to have to sit this one out. But he did his bit, and that's all that you can ask. Looking at the strips, I think we're going to have to go with the white with the little bit of red. I don't think there's going to be too much of a clash there. I do like reverse colour kits, but if you're playing another team that they're home, if you're playing at their place and they play in red, really you need a third kit that is completely different just to give you that option. Okay, here we go. It's a traditional big bowl of a stadium, this, the Estadio. The name's gone off the screen before I could read it. God damn it. Okay. So everything that could be said has been said in the dressing room. Players are on the pitch now. It's 11 versus 11. They're the only ones that can make a difference. Let's see if they can do it. Patrick picks the ball up early on. Here's a through ball into... No, we can't quite find Hulimar. It's good to allow him the opportunity to get the willies up him straight away. Give him a little bit of fear. Just let them know, look, I've got this pace. And if you misjudge any passes, I'm going to punish you. Leonardo now. God, the crowd sound absolutely miles away. Lopez, yeah, he can't hang on to it. Long ball forward. Patrick picks it up again. Doing a good job as a protective shield. Here's a chance for... No, Hulimar thought he was going to have a chance, but he just got guided away. Rodriguez from miles out. I don't know why I took the shot, honestly. I just know that I did. And Lopez, with the ball in hand, will now throw the ball into midfield. And this team, they've got a very nice kit, actually. It's very Barcelona-like, the colour scheme. Patrick brings it forward, plays it into Guerrero, plays the ball forward to Hulimar, who's only got one man to worry about. And he can't quite beat him, unfortunately. It's played forward. Diego Carlos underneath. Tries to win the header. Does a fairly good job. Can't quite win it in a way that gets it to a teammate. And now Inter play it forward. Lopez, lots of space. Can he take a shot? He can, and he buries it. And goodness me, this crowd. We must have about 15 supporters in the stadium. There is no sound coming from this crowd whatsoever. I thought bowls were supposed to be full of atmosphere. I'll tell you why I couldn't hear them. It's because my headphones were turned down. That would explain it. Okay, and we kick off again. The crowd is still quite quiet, though. I like that because it does replicate the feeling of having the crowd in one of these bowl stadiums so far away from the pitch. The sound of the players kicking the ball much louder than that of the fans. I suppose we're all going to have to get used to that kind of thing with the return of German football this week. Everything was definitely quiet. It's going to take some getting used to, I think. Patrick can't hold on to the ball. They play it forward. Long. Cuesta looks to win it and does. Hulimar. He uses his strength well, holds on to the ball. Rodriguez can't find his man. Nonato finds it though. And here's Lopez. And it's 2-0. Lopez jumping on an error. And Nico Lopez with the second goal of the game. And surely that is that after 25 minutes. Inter in a commanding lead. They don't often give up leads from this kind of position. You can see here that play broke down a little bit in midfield. A random ball played in, found the player. The ball played through to Lopez, and he didn't make any mistake whatsoever. Fortunate that the pass actually found him. Could have cannoned off the back of his heel or anything there. 2-0 to Inter. And it's looking very likely that this championship is coming home. Headed out. Ball into the wing. Here's Guerrero. Back out to Lopez. Hulimar just offside. Linesman's having none of it. Kneecap just offside, but it is a part of the body that you can score with, so it's the right call. Renato plays it all the way back to the goalkeeper. No need to risk it now. Lamar out to Iago. Cross into the box. Nothing doing. Patrick, edge of the area. Hulimar. Oh my word, what a goal! Hulimar's absolutely buried that one on his left foot. Chest control, hit it on the volley. Half volley, sorry. You're not going to see a better goal than that today. Goodness me. What a take. Goalkeeper unsighted. Does take a slight deflection by the looks of it. But Hulimar isn't going to hear any of it. That's his goal. And that's that. 3-0 to Inter. And this has turned into a party. Hulimar now. Round one man. Beat the other one with his pace. He's still on the ball here. Cuts it back. No one there, unfortunately. He is a right-footed player. And when you play on the left-hand side like that, it does mean that you sacrifice a little bit in terms of your accuracy of crossing. The ideal situation, of course. Ooh, very nearly a free header for John Lucas. As I was saying, the price you pay for having a left-footed player on the right or a right-footed player on the left is that the accuracy of the crossing coming in is a lot less, especially for players who aren't necessarily two-footed. But when they're able to cut inside, that's where you see the benefit of it. If only Patrick had carried on his run there. And at half-time it's 3-0. No worries for Internacional at this stage. It looks like it's going to be plain sailing. Unless Piranha can come up with something very different in the second half. They've not even had a shot. So, second half begins. No changes for Internacional. 1 for Pereña. We'll see if the change in personnel can elicit a change in their fortunes in this second half. Hulimar is so strong. They try to knock him off the ball, but he's just not having any of it. Here comes the cross. Guerrero with a shot. And Lopez, almost letting the ball in, manages to scoop it out from behind him. Holds on to it. Good goalkeeping in the end. Here's Hulimar. Not the best control. He's still fairly raw talent, even at his age. The ball just goes out of play. The away team, sorry, the home team with the throw, and Lima gets past 2 men, plays it into Rangel. Rodriguez ends up with the ball, and now a counter-attack for Inter. Comes to no avail. Rodriguez. Oh, it's 4. It's turning into a cakewalk for Inter now. Rodriguez, first goal of the game, and I believe the first goal he scored for this team. It's a pretty good finish. I don't know what he was doing that far up the pitch, but he doesn't mind. All he cares about is that getting that first goal. Cuesta takes control of the ball. Back to the goalkeeper. Comes out to Antunes' right hand side. He's going to keep coming. I don't think he's going to use Lopez. Cross in. Goalkeeper collects it calmly. Not going to trouble him today. And he punts it out long. Carlos gets under it. Tries to win the ball. Second ball falls to a Pereña player. Hulimar. Oh, it's opened up for him. He's going to have a shot. Straight at the goalkeeper, who can't stop it. Jean-Lucas coming off of Vasilev now. First substitution seemingly making no difference to the one-sided nature of this game. Guerrero. Perhaps a second substitute can make a difference. I think a change in tactics is going to be required if they're going to get anything out of this. Pack the midfield slightly more, perhaps. Oh, here's a chance for them, though. No, he's just... the control of the striker is just too far ahead of him. Oh, dear. I tell you what. It looks like he's about to lose it. And then he just finds an extra half an inch. And he takes control of the ball. One of those players that can be quite difficult to use because you think to yourself he's lost it, so you prepare yourself for having to defend, and then you realise, oh wait, he's still got it. 79 minutes on the clock, still not made any changes. Zika comes on for Iago. Patrick has run his race. Ed Nielsen going to come on for him. And we'll play Trelez. Let's give him a little run out for the last few minutes of this game. Rodriguez under the ball, tries to win the header, can't quite manage it. They're on the attack now. Zika in the left back role, staying with his man, wins the ball. And now Rodriguez, Cuesta, Antunes, Nonato, into Lopez, finds Antunes out on the right again. Ball played in, header, saved by the goalkeeper Lopez. They'll look to start a quick counter-attack. If they can't win this match, and at this stage I think it's almost impossible that they're going to score enough goals, they would at least like to score a consolation goal. Antunes now, he cuts inside his man, he's done pretty well. He can't hold on to the ball though. Zika's very high up the pitch. And that's that. 4-0 victory on the day, and a championship in the bag. The players and the manager celebrating on the pitch together. They know what a historic achievement this is, to win a championship this early in the season and at such a distance. It's impressive stuff indeed. Look at that wonderful trophy that's awarded to the champions of Brazil, Internacional. And that young man, Hulimar, who only joined this club a few months ago, lifting the trophy aloft. There's the stats. Piranha not managing a single shot. Lopez with a man of the match performance, 2 goals for him. Hulimar doing very well also. And Rodriguez with a memorable goal for him. So there we go, that is the season done. Cruzeiro with an embarrassing 4-0 loss against Bahia, confirming the championship for Internacional. 80 points, and the season isn't even done yet. There's another 7 games to go. Potentially another 21 points. Inter could finish on 101 points. Seem to have had some kind of offer made. Let's have a look in the negotiations section. We've had an offer made for a full transfer for Trelez. I'm not really interested in selling the lad. I just want to send him out on loan to a decent team, give him a bit more experience. So we've got to end negotiations on that. I don't want to sell him. Marcinho, that offer of 2.7. Transfer fee's gone up by 549,000. It's not a terrible offer. We're not really going to use him. So maybe it would be better to cash in, free up the wages as well. It's only 9,900, but that's still money that could be used for a different player, someone with a little bit more length on them. Looking at that, he's not going to get any better. He's only going to tail off. So we may very well end up selling Marcinho. I don't really want to sell Zika, but if we can get a right back in who can potentially cover left back as well, then it's definitely something that I would consider. But that's something that we'll cover, if not next time, then certainly in a few videos' time. Now, normally this would be the moment where I would bid you adieu, but since it's Friday and since the championship is now completely sewn up, we're going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to be coming back in just a second, having completed the rest of the league season, and we'll see how everything ended up. And as well as that, we'll have a quick look at how Newcastle are doing and see whether Joachim Löw could replicate what we managed: 3 consecutive Premier League trophies, 2 Champions League finals, 1 Champions League final victory, and a semi-final as well. So join me in a second. You won't have to go anywhere. I'm going to have to do a bit of editing. I'll see you in a moment. And we are back. It was a few games to play through. Took me a while. I'm actually recording this the next day. Here is the final table, the final standings. As you can see, Internacional, as we were aware, were the winners of the league by 98 points. We've actually lost one of our last games, and it pains me to say, but it was the derby against Gremio that we lost. Took a 1-0 lead, and then they hit us on the break with a 1-2 sucker punch, which ended up costing us all 3 points and the tantalising chance to break the 100-point barrier. Still, never mind, there's always next season. Having said that, we only lost 4 games over the course of a league season, which is exceptional form in my mind. We only drew 2, we won 32 matches, ladies and gentlemen. I, I cannot believe that we garnered that number of points. 80 goals for, 21 against, 59 goal difference. The next best goal difference in the league was Cruzeiro on 14 goal difference. It's absolutely staggering. But anyway, that's everything to do with the Brasileiro this season. But what we were going to do was we were going to check out how Newcastle are doing. Obviously, at the moment, they're in the middle of the season in England. So let's have a look at what is going on there. England Premier League standings. Oh dear. Newcastle are 10th in the Premier League. They are mid-table. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. With the players that they have, they should be doing a lot better. I can only assume that the sale of John Joe Shelvey and Isaac Hayden, as well as a change in formation, have probably upset the apple cart at St James's Park. And Tottenham top of the league on 30 points, Liverpool just behind them on 28, and then Manchester United, where Isaac Hayden now plies his trade, are in third on 27 points. Surprise 4th place for West Ham so far this season on 26. It's very, very nip and tuck at the top there. It's only 4 points between the top 4, and look at that, 25, 24, 23 points. Everyone down to 7th is only a point behind each other, all the way up to 3rd. Let's have a little look while we're here at the goal rankings, see who's doing what well. Nicolas Pepe, I tell you what, he might not be firing on all cylinders in real life, although he was starting to come into his own slightly for Arsenal when the pandemic hit. But no problem for him here. The right wing forward absolutely dominating. 8 goals so far this season. Sadio Mane and Mo Salah for Liverpool right behind him. You can see why Liverpool are top of the league, or very close to top of the league I should say. All 3 of their front 3 on 5 goals or more. Manchester United got a couple of names in there, so have Chelsea. Cantwell of Norwich City is in 5th, joint 5th place. on 5 goals, along with Sergio Aguero. Sergio still knocking them in for Manchester City. Let's have a look at the assist rankings. Not a single Newcastle name. I can't see a single Newcastle name at all in that list. That's very, very disheartening. Oh dear, oh dear. I wonder if maybe our future is our past. Maybe we're going to have to go to Newcastle once again to pull them up by the bootstraps and get them back to where we left them, where they belong, in my mind. Right, that's everything as far as that's concerned. Let's have a quick look at the actual matchday squad and the tactics that Joachim Löw is using for Newcastle. I did say last week, or in the middle of the week, and we'll go to manager info. There you go, Joachim Löw in charge of Newcastle United. He prefers a 3-4-3 formation, which doesn't really suit us massively well, given the fact that our game was based a lot around attacking fullbacks. We had a couple on either side, following, as much as it pains me to say as an Arsenal fan, following the successful Tottenham formula of a few years ago, where they had two very good options on the left and two very good options on the right of defence, and they would rotate them as they saw fit. The rest of his attacking and defensive instructions fairly similar to ours, except for the width of defensive line and the amount of compactness and support range in the team. But never mind that. Let's now have a look at the game plan, and you can see that we are playing. I still think of myself as Newcastle. You can see here that Newcastle, Angus Gunn's still playing in goal. He's yet to be supplanted by the new arrival, Adrian. Schubert is still right behind Angus Gunn, and I think that there could be a bit of a tussle for that number 1 jersey. Todibo, Aya, and Mathieu. To my mind, Mathieu playing on the wrong side of that back three there. He should be playing where Todibo is, and vice versa. Nkunku and Xavi in the centre of the park. I wonder if Xavi is combative enough to be able to do that job. I don't think he is. I think you want to have Nkunku alongside someone like a Zakaria, or even an Eggstein would be a better option than Xavi in that role. I just don't think that he suits this particular formation. Henrik's playing on the right-hand side of midfield. He can do that. He is able to play in midfield as well as defence, but he is an out-and-out defender, really. That's where he specialises. So he would be better if he were dropped back slightly, playing in a wing-back for role, perhaps. Vinicius Junior on the left-hand side. I have checked on this formation before, and he's played up where Alan St. Maximin has, so that seems to be a bit of an interchangeable position for Junior. It just depends on what the rotation is doing and what the manager fancies. But Junior doing an okay job out on the left-hand side here. Obviously not good enough, because the whole team are really suffering a real lapse in form. And then up front we've got Maximin, Werner and Frank Ribery. Ribery has really kicked on since we left. He's on 85 now, in a support striker role, of course. That's what he likes. He likes playing in behind a big striker. And strangely enough, Timo Werner is not the player that's normally in possession of the ball. Normally it's Joelinton that starts for Newcastle under Joachim Löw. He prefers a big man that can be fed by the wide midfielders and the two support strikers, obviously. Timo Werner not having scored many goals this season. I think if we do go back actually to the goal rankings, and we can do that very quickly, competition info, back into England, Premier League, goal rankings. Right, so we can see that, of course, he's not here because he hasn't scored that many. I needed to go into team details. Let's have a quick go there. Still database, team info. There we go. Premier League, Newcastle. And then we want player records, I think. Here we go. So, as you can see from this particular list, and we'll do the overall record, Timo Werner has played 12 matches and he scored 8 goals. That's not bad. That's really not bad at all, actually. Let's have a look at how Joelinton's doing. So he scored 5 in 11. So he's a 1 goal every 2 match guy. Timo Werner actually has a better strike rate. So that confuses me as to why, when you look at well, they've had an equal number of games. Joel Linton has scored one more goal than Timo Werner, but Werner's rating is better. Look at these ratings, they're absolutely appalling. The overall ratings for these players are terrible. No wonder they're in such a sorry state. Hurts me to see them playing like this. Let's have a quick look while we're here at how some of the old boys are doing. Let's have a look at player records, and we're looking for. Where are you, Isaac? There he is. Isaac Hayden. He's played 3 games. He's got 1 assist to his name. Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. He's got a lot of good players ahead of him. He's not the player that's played the least number of games for United. Ben Foster not played a single minute. Nowlo's only made 1 appearance for the team. But they've got a lot of midfield options. It's a strange one for him to join them. They didn't really need him. Right, so that is Isaac Hayden. Who else did we see move? I seem to remember John Joe Shelvey moved. Did he go to Watford? I can't quite remember. Let's have a quick look. Yes, he is at Watford. Let's have a look at the player record for John Joe Shelvey. And Shelvey's had a better time of it. He's played 7 matches for Watford. Not the best rating in the world. He's got himself 2 assists though, so he's definitely doing the business down there. And the most appearances have been made by Pereira on 12. So he's not doing too badly on 7 appearances. I can't remember any of the other old boys that have left the team, so we're probably going to leave it there. But there we go. That's going to be the end of this season. And on Monday, we're going to return for a brand new season. I haven't actually had, if we go into management career, I've not actually had a message from Internacional saying that they're going to renew my contract yet. I hope that they do, because I would like to try to win the Libertadores with them. But if not, we do have an offer from Cruzeiro. We could always go to a title rival and do a little bit of a Steve Bruce. Uh, Steve Bruce, what a man! He's managed so many rival clubs over the years: Newcastle and Sunderland, Birmingham and Aston Villa. He's done them all. He really has. Such a loyal man. So anyway, as I said, that's going to be the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching, and until Monday, stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.